Now, there's a couple other points I want to mention to you, and that's just in general about using the French curve. That does make a difference as to how our t-shirt fits. And once you do the work of one t-shirt, you'll be able to duplicate that work in several others. So let me show you exactly what I mean. Let's just say, for instance, I like this t-shirt. I'm going to add a dart. I'm going to change the fit of that, but I really like the neckline, and I want to duplicate the neckline. Use your French curve. I know a lot of you have them. You don't necessarily know how to use them, and if you don't have one, you can go on the Silhouette Pattern website and you can purchase one. We sell lots and lots of them, and sometimes they are hard to find. But if you take that French curve and line it up to the neckline, it will always follow the shape of the neckline. Then what you can do is use the numbers and say, okay, this neckline goes from the shoulder seam, which is at 14, to center front, which is at 22 and a half. And I'm going to duplicate that neckline now on this new pattern I'm making. So I can transfer, I can put 14 at the shoulder seam minus the seam allowance, I can put 22 and a half at center front, and boom, there's the exact same neckline that I had on the t-shirt that I saw at the store. So understanding that makes a great difference as to duplicating the style that I like, and do the same on the armhole. Because there's nothing worse than a t-shirt that armholes don't fit well, or on a tank top when those armholes don't fit well. So take your French curve, lay it down on the armhole, same way. Notice the numbers at the shoulder seam and the numbers at the side seam. Notice what they are. And then when I go to make a t-shirt, I can use those same exact numbers. And that way I'll never end up with an armhole that's too low and not what I want it to be, nor will I end up with a neckline that's too low or too high. And I would write them down. I would say, okay, this is my white t-shirt. It's my favorite white t-shirt, and there's the neckline, and I love that neckline on it. All necklines out there will follow a French curve. So you can take whatever neckline you like, lay the French curve down on it, and duplicate it onto your new pattern. So using the French curve, using the darts, these are great ways to, first off, understand what it is you like about the t-shirt you have. It's certainly not just the fabric. The fabric is one part, but it's the fit. The fit is so important in really establishing a great t-shirt. Nobody likes to walk around with these big gaps at their armholes and everywhere else. And plus, it'll make you look much heavier to have all that gapping going on. So get the darts right, get the necklines, get the armholes, use your French curve, discover what they are, and then go from there. Now, earlier I talked about negative ease, and I want to touch back on that just gently. Length, we understand, base of the neck to bust, bust to waist in a t-shirt. The circumference is our sizing, and we want to make sure that we have adequate circumference. But I do want to touch on negative ease, because negative ease really enters into our personality. And the best example, and I use it all the time, is if I have 3 women, and they're all size 40-inch bust, but one is 20 years old, one is 40 years old, and one is 60 years old. Now, if you take that 20-year-old and decide on her 40-inch bust, how many inches does she want her t-shirt to be? And we all know the answer to this. 30, 35. She doesn't put on a 45-inch t-shirt. I think we can all understand that. And what makes that difference is nothing physical. It's all in here. It's all her mental, her outlook, her personality. It might have religious overtones, but it's not about the physical body. So keep in mind that our circumference will change according to our age and how much negative ease we like. When I make a t-shirt, I don't like it to be really tight and close, and so I have a tendency to actually make it right at what my body is, or maybe just a little bit smaller depending on the fabric. And I've had people who have taken my t-shirt and put it on and said, oh, it's too big, when in fact it's like pulling and stretching everywhere. So keep in mind that circumference is our personality. It is the size that we go by, small, medium, large, but it will change. Negative ease and how much negative ease we like is just up to the individual. Depth is not a personality. No one says, oh, I love my bust darts, but I really like them at my waist. I think I look taller. That is not a personality. Those are rules governing those. And that is the bust circle. And those darts have to evolve around the bust point. The bust point literally lines up to the nipple of the body. And so those darts have to enter that bust circle. But I have a 2.5 to 3 inch radius all the way around that bust point to where those darts just have to enter that point. So with length, circumference, and depth, we get great fit every time.